Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode number 7 of High-Low, the MMOBomb game show. It's a chance for two of our panelists to show off their knowledge of free-to-play gaming and for us to kind of laugh at them when they're totally off base. My name is Jason Winter. I'll be your host for today. Before we get into the questions and the rules, let's introduce our co-hosts. Fresh off his time travel adventures in the year 1904, we have Mr. Zach Sharps. Zach, how are you doing today?
You know, 1904 was all right, but I like being back in 2017.
Yeah, you're not you don't have to worry about like smallpox or anything now. Isn't that great?
No, I'm happy to have technology again, though. It's nice.
Yeah, you could get really bad Wi-Fi in 1904. It was really hard finding a hotspot back then. Yeah.
It is.
And also, recently awoken after 4 months of winter hibernation, we have the noob fridge, Mr. Troy Blackburn. Troy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and since Zach is from 1904, I'm just glad to know that we are not the oldest folks on this show.
No, he was time traveling. Now, maybe he had like sex with his own grandmother and wound up being his own grandfather, so maybe there's a little bit of that mixed in.
He looks like that kind of guy. His family tree is a little like this, isn't it?
A little trimmed on the branches, maybe. Sure. All right, guys. Well, here's how we play high-low. I've got 6 questions here, all related to free-to-play gaming, all with a numerical answer. Each round, I'll pose a question to one of you. You'll have to give an answer you think is correct, or at least sort of in the vicinity. And their opponent will try to guess whether they think the real answer is higher or lower than the answer the first person gave. They'll reveal it, and if the person who guessed higher or lower is right, they score a point. If not, the other person scores a point. We do this for 6 questions. If we're tied after 3, though, or tied at 3 after 6 questions, got a tiebreaker question we'll use to break it. So, all that in mind, you guys ready to play high-low?
I am ready.
Let's do this.
I just want to say here, too, Zach is, I believe, 3-1. He's our reigning champion. Or is it 4-1?
I think it's 4.
4-1? Okay. Yeah. Well, we've done 6 episodes here, probably like 8-1, right? Isn't that how it goes?
Right, yeah. Alternative math.
Right, exactly. Troy, meanwhile, you're have confidence, man. Do this.
Yeah, I'm overflowing with confidence. Thanks for my first appearance, putting me up against the man. Yeah, I appreciate that.
You know, we have to feed him every now and then. Feed him noobs. All right. So, Zach, you're going to get to pick first. Today's categories are Neverwinter, Path of Exile, Smite, Star Trek Online, Trove, and Warframe.
Huh. I think I'm going to go with Warframe first off.
With Warframe? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want us to ask, how many heroes there are in a MOBA, so that we don't have to worry about that. But how many Warframes are there in Warframe? Just the basic ones, not the like special prime ones, just the basic Warframes that you can earn in the game.
Oh, not the prime ones too. Okay. I think I have a better chance at this one than a random MOBA hero count. That's for sure. I want to say it's probably around, and this is going to sound funny considering my Dota answer, probably around like 35. I would think.
That's your standard answer for how many is that are in a game.
Everything is 35, okay?
Always 35.
Yeah, exactly. The voice of God.
Yeah, eggs in a dozen. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to go with 35 on this one because I remember it not being like an astronomical amount, but I remember it being a fair amount to where you had a huge selection. But I could also be mixing in the prime ones too. I don't know. So I'm going to go 35.
So 35 is what he says. Do you think that's higher or lower, Troy?
Oh, man. Warframe, a game that I want to love, but makes me sick as a dog every time I turn it on.
What a ring endorsement. Digital streams are going to love us for that.
The game looks fantastic. I can't play it. 35. I know there are quite a few. That sounds high to me. I'm going to have to go low, and since that's Zach's default answer of 35, I've got a 50-50 shot here, I feel. So I'm going to go lower than 35.
All right. The answer is 31.
Oh,
a win is a win, baby.
In vicinity. Troy goes up 1-0, but as we learned from watching Mike, that doesn't mean anything.
Hey, I'm not Mike.
That's true. You're not. Are you sure?
Mr. Choke himself? No. I think we're good.
The camera angle's going to be like upside down with the next shot, I think, or something. All right. So you're up 1-0. You got the lead. You got control of the board. So your choices are Neverwinter, Path of Exile, Smite, Star Trek Online, and Trove.
Well, let's totally embarrass myself. Let's go with a game I play every single day of my life. Let's go Smite.
Smite. Okay. Well, I'm not going to ask how many gods there are, which the answer is
That's
actually
too
80,
bad.
the answer is actually 85. So, which is more than 35. But they are divided into a number of different pantheons, like Roman, Egyptian, Chinese, so on. How many different pantheons are there of gods in Smite?
Chinese, Greek.
Don't look online. Don't get on your
No, I'm
tablet.
not looking online. I'm
Okay.
literally just making marks so I can count.
Oh, now you've got something to write on. Now
Yeah, since you made me get a pen and a piece
Before
of
the
paper.
show, we were like, Troy, can you give us something to write on in case we need the bonus question? He's like, oh, it's 2017, man. Who uses pencil and paper? Now he's deep in thought.
Oh, crap. Look, on the spot. I can't do it. I'm going to say 7.
He says 7. 7 pantheons in Smite. Zach, higher or lower?
My gut feeling is 8. That's what I originally just sort of snapped to as soon as he asked the question. 7 makes me rethink that a little bit because, I mean, Troy plays the game a lot more than I do, probably.
It is almost 8. I mean, it's pretty close.
Oh, my God. That's well, I mean, yeah.
He's so deep in thought, he can't even get the joke.
I'm going to have to go higher just because I think it might be 8. So, yeah, I'm going to go with my gut feeling here.
All right. The answer is 9.
Yes.
Higher than 8.
I told you I would screw that up. I just knew it.
You should have put more little hash marks on your.
I know.
You're doing it. All right, so that ties it up at 1. Zach gets control. He's down to Neverwinter, Path of Exile, Star Trek Online, and Trove.
I'm going to go Path of Exile.
Okay, Path of Exile. So I assume you're all familiar with that huge skill tree thing that Path of Exile has. You've all seen that before. Maybe you're even seeing it again. You might be seeing it again. There. Oh, you're seeing it again. There you go. That is the one. Actually, it's a little older one. It's from the 2.1 release of the game. So the question is, how many nodes are on that? It's like the jelly beans in the jar thing, man. You got to just get a guess as to how many there are.
On the classic map only, right?
On what you're exactly seeing right now.
Oh, man. Trying to... It has to be over 100. There's no way it's not over 100.
I think it's over 100. I'm going to give you that much. It is over 100.
Yeah.
It's also more than 35. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also more than 35. Wow. I mean, for some reason, 250 is sticking out. I'm gonna go with 258 because that's the next thing that's sticking out. So I'm gonna go with 258.
A lot of things sticking out. I don't know where you're putting all of them.
It is, man. My memory banks is like unloading things and it's throwing stuff at me. So all right. Gotta take it.
258 then, Troy. What do you think, higher or lower?
That has always been and always will be one of the most massive, overwhelming things in all of free-to-play gaming. My gut instinct tells me it's 300 or more, so I'm gonna go higher. There's a lot of little dots on that little picture.
More jelly beans, what you're saying.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
It wouldn't shock me if it's like 500, to be honest.
Well, the answer is actually 1,398.
Holy hell.
And just so you know, I actually confirmed that with the designer of the game. So I talked to him directly to ask him what the number was.
You mean you didn't count every single one of those?
I did not count every one of them. No. But I went straight to Grinding Gear Games, asked him how much was on that, and he told me what it was. So, yeah, a little more than 250, a little more than 300. A lot of jelly beans. Lots and lots
of jelly beans.
All right, so that puts Troy up 2-1. Oh, all right. If you can win 2 more in a row, you're going to be the champ. You're going to knock off the champ.
Yay!
You can do it.
Let me quit picking games I think I know.
Yeah, that never works. They try that all the time, and it never works. So the answer, the remaining questions are for Neverwinter, Smite, and Neverwinter, Star Trek Online, and Trove.
Let's go Neverwinter. A game you and I actually played together.
That's why I thought you'd remember that. Very good.
Yes,
right during the beta. All right. As of September 2016, how many registered players does Perfect World boast of for Neverwinter across all platforms? Now you can say in millions. They have an even number in millions.
No, I'm sure.
And it is more than 2. It's more than 2 million. Which is something else.
Usually they don't bring those up unless they consider them fairly impressive. And we're talking registered users, correct?
Yes, registered users, not active players. Because nobody says that.
Yeah.
Even WoW doesn't do that anymore.
We have billions of registered users. Ignore the fact that 3 people play every day. Wow, registered users across all platforms, and they are on console.
Souls even.
Let's throw out a number that I think a company would boast for something like that. Let's try, and this is going to sound high, but this is just the number that's in my head. Let's go 15 million across all platforms.
15 million players across all platforms. Zach, what do you say, higher or lower?
Why'd you have to do that, Troy? Because I either think it's 8 or 16, and now you make me have to go lower.
Now you have to guess.
Yeah, because if I go higher, I'm fairly certain that it's not higher than 16. Just because I remember reading at one of the articles at one point because of doing free-to-play week, I was thinking, should I feature this or not? And I think I chose not to just because it's kind of an irrelevant number. I'm going to have to go lower. No, I got to stay with 16. I could have sworn it's 16. I'm going higher. Screw it.
Going higher.
We're
rolling the dice. Taking the chance. And the answer is neither 8 nor 16, but is actually 12 million. Right in between the 8 and 16. You should have averaged it out. Troy takes the point. He is up 3-1 now. He could win with the next win point thing.
What now, Mr. Champion? No, I ain't talking smack now because then I will.
Yeah, I'm about to say, now you're screwed. Now it's over. Just give up now.
Falcons win the Super Bowl real quick.
All right. So, Zach, you got 2 choices left. You got Star Trek Online and Trove.
Well, I don't really follow Trove at all, so I kind of am forced to pick Star Trek Online, because at least I played that recently. So let's go with Star Trek Online.
All right. So this is sort of related to the video game, right? I mean, kind of. If I just
you're going to do a lore question, aren't you?
Did I do that? I mean, there are some missions in the game that reference the Enterprise E. So I was just wondering, how long is the Enterprise E in meters? It's less than a kilometer, so it's under 1,000. But how long do you think the Enterprise E is? And that's the one that was seen in the later movies.
Enterprise E. Well, that's irrelevant to me because I don't watch Star Trek.
Then how do you play how do you know about the game then? Come on, that's right. You don't watch Star Trek. That's right.
Because space combat's fun.
Yeah, live long and prosper. Troy's giving the sign.
I kind of want to say 650. Some of the ships are massive, but I even feel like that's a bit too large. But maybe it's not. Oh God. Oh Jesus. I have no idea. Here. I'm gonna have to go 600. Sounds kind of right. Maybe
600.
Big spaceship. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's kind of big. I mean, you see there's people walking around and stuff, and stuff. All right, so 600. All right, Troy, higher or lower?
What's really unfortunate, in my younger days, I could have told you this number like exactly. I used to own all those schematic books for all the ships and everything. But now I'm an old man and I remember none of these things. But I'm pretty sure it's over 600.
Okay. Over 600, he says. And the actual answer is, what number would you give, Troy, if you had to give a number?
Oh, man, 756 sounds my ballpark what I would give.
Well, the actual answer is 685. So you were actually pretty close, Zach, overall. You still would have gone higher with 650. That's why I wanted to see that. You still would have gone higher with the 650, but
for someone who doesn't watch Star Trek, I came pretty freaking close.
I think you did pretty well, yeah, but
a blind guess out of the dark.
But you lost. Troy's the winner.
I did.
We finally found someone who can beat Zach.
You did something Mike can't do.
Ooh. Well, I mean,
wow.
Not that really lends a lot of credence to my accomplishment here, if it's something Mike couldn't do. But, hey, I'll take what I can get.
And, this is the first time since we've gone to this format. We haven't gone through all 6 questions. So, amazing. You kick ass. The voice of God says he doesn't know if he should be giving him a hard time with his one win is against Zach. But anyway, I think we should.
Don't feel bad, Zach. The last time I was on a show similar to this, I took down Mr. Jason Winter, who was the defending champion at that time as well. So
I don't feel bad.
It's kind of what I do.
We
it's
don't
yeah.
talk about that.
My record's still pretty good, so I'm fine.
Okay, well, Troy, for winning, you receive the actual Enterprise F. Now, this was actually it's not a model. This was actually brought back in time and shrunk down by Q. So it's the real thing. We're going to be sending it out to you. I can see like Data in there. He's like right in there. He's knocking on the window. He's really mad too. Got to turn off that emotion.
You
chip.
joke, but I'm putting my mailing address in Skype right now. I expect that to be in my mailbox.
Sure you are. Now, but your real reward is you get to tell all the fans where they can find you on the internet. So go right ahead, man.
Come find me on youtube.com/noobfridge. I am slowly, very, very slowly relaunching my YouTube channel. Technical difficulties over the past couple of weeks, but all that's sorted. By the time you're watching this, I will have a Rift retrospective up on my channel, as well as a look at Atlas Reactor. I'm going try on Worlds Crazy, I guess, but that's what's coming. That's what should be up by the time you see this. youtube.com/noobfridge.
Excellent. And Zach, where can we find you?
Everyone can find me on Twitter at Zach Sharps, and I want my revenge, Troy, so you better come on the show at some point.
Let me make sure I stay away from games that I think I know, and I will be just fine.
Troy deletes himself from the internet now, so you can never find him again.
Undefeated, retired.
And you can find me tweeting at Winter Informal, streaming occasionally on twitch.tv/JasonWinter, and as always, head on over to MMOBomb.com. You can see all of the news, articles, videos, giveaways, everything else related to free-to-play gaming. Thanks to our contestants for their time. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Jason Winter, and we will see you next time.